Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Today we have a guest on our channel. That's that guy over there, my brother. Do we look alike? Okay, guys. Anyways,
Yes.
we're going to talk about jinn. Do jinns exist? As a Muslim, what do you believe about the jinn? Can jinn possess somebody? What is the status of jinn possession? And how do you diagnose if someone is possessed by jinn? And this will tie in with, can somebody become a Ruqya? Like, I've seen people, they do Ruqya. Some people are really famous about this, by the way. If you check YouTube channel, you see some people, they do Ruqya. Like, what is that? Is that even possible? Can you do Ruqya? How will you know that you've done it? And some similar things to this. So that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So stay tuned to the end, guys. So we have this our new guest. You can introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Abdul Hakim.
This is my brother.
I am his brother.
Yeah, he's
the
my
senior brother. It's important to note that fact. So I've been with him on this journey, and today I'm here to refute him myself.
So we're going to be going back and forth, guys, and discussing some of these issues. So, jinn, do we as Muslims, do we believe that jinns exist?
Definitely, I think we've had enough textual evidence to portray the fact that jinns do exist. From the Prophet ﷺ, we've had a lot of documented evidence to say at least that jinns exist. That part.
Okay, so like you said, normally most Muslims will believe this. Okay, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Some of the things in the ghaib is like the jinn, and we believe the jinn exists from. Yeah, we believe they exist. Now the question is the interaction between jinn and human beings. Some people, I believe, take these things too far, and they start to imagine, maybe due to culture or some kind of folklore. And you know, from the African perspective, you can even go full blown with some of the already baggage that we already have about some spiritual, supernatural things.
Superstitious.
And then you start thinking everything is jinn. Any funny stuff happening, people they say it's
Just
jinn.
with jinns or
Right?
ghosts, anything tied to it is
Like,
something
if you-
spiritual, something from without, like beyond our understanding. Like anything scary, we don't think of it as a human being. It has to be something else.
Anything we cannot explain,
Yeah.
we usually say is the jinn. Now, some people would take advantage of that. Then they will start becoming specialists in doing these things. Like, you know, like the Christian, if you just
Giving deliverance
Yeah.
and all this stuff. Like
eh,
they are exactly like, imagine a Christian prophet. Because I've been a victim of this, right? I went to Christian school growing up. Like, I still remember them calling a Christian prophet to come and deliver the students as sort of like, what were the signs you saw that made you come to the conclusion that these children have some sort of genes or unknown elements in them?
Right.
Like some behavior, like someone is stubborn, does that mean they have genes inside them? We just we attribute things to whatever we don't understand. We just attribute it to the without, like this is from that side. Something else is happening here, and then you call prophets who are supposed specialists coming in, laying their hands on you, talking like what? How do you communicate with them?
especially in Africa. See,
Yeah,
we have experience
Africa,
with these
we have
things.
a lot
I'm
of
telling you,
package, yeah.
anyone can literally deliver
They
you.
laid hands on me.
They lay hands on everybody. They push you. Anyway, the point is, we are going to make an argument, a critique of this whole notion. So, like I already told you, remember this before you come out and start talking. We believe jinns exist. Okay, jinns existing, and you diagnosing a particular case as a jinn possession, they are not the same thing. Okay, so jinns can exist, and you will still be wrong that somebody is possessed by jinn, no matter the kind of behavior they show. Okay, so my own argument is this. I've made this argument to a lot of Muslims and even Christians because they believe this too, showing that you cannot actually know if somebody is possessed by jinn or not. What would be that
Criteria.
criteria evidence from the from the Quran and Sunnah? Show me what you will see in a person that you know that is a jinn. What most people usually see, what I've noticed is that the person starts behaving weird.
Erratic.
Yeah, maybe it can be literally
Going
anything.
out of the norm.
It can be somebody that used to wake up early before. He doesn't wake up early anymore. To that level, some people think it's jinn. It can be someone who starts forgetting things. They can say it's jinn. It can be anything. Now it can go to the next level of someone that can be speaking like like that can be anything can be classed as jinn.
Well, you know, historically, remember when the Prophet ﷺ all of a sudden came out and started talking about Islam, what did they say to him?
Then it was supposed
Sahirun al Majnun.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Like, is either a magician, which is someone that knows about this spiritual stuff, or is Majnun, someone that's afflicted by this spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they were attributed to. Like, that's the only way they can make that that ignorance go away.
Yeah.
Because ignorance can be scary in some situations. I heard the noise. I don't know what that is. If I don't attribute something to it, that thing won't just go away.
Yeah.
It's not easy to just for that thing to just move out of this space. So, as a Muslim, what we do most of the time is we make dua in those kind of situations, right? We attribute it to whatever it is, Allah protects it. It goes away. Others is like something is there. Now he has to go to someone, or pastor, or something. Something is disturbing me in my room. Something is disturbing me in my sleep. Like things like that. And this can just be natural occurrences.
Yeah. So the point is that you cannot know definitively if somebody has jinn or not. You cannot know. There are literally people that believe that jinn can even become a human being.
Do we have any textual evidence
Of what?
of how to know when someone has been afflicted by a jinn?
To my own knowledge, there is no such instruction of how to know if someone is possessed by jinn. And even if there is, see, my own argument is deeper actually. My argument is not that. See, I can grant you, I really believe jinns exist. Some people don't believe that jinn and human beings can interact. I can even grant you that. But what I cannot grant you is a particularized case. How do you know that a person right now, in a particular instance, is possessed by jinn? That's the difficult part. You cannot diagnose. You can only try. Let's say you go to the person. This is what you usually do. You go to the person and you read Quran and you expect to get a reaction. Isn't that what you're going to do? You expect to get a reaction.
I have something about this. Yeah, I've seen many cases. People write letters online like, "Hello, Sheikh, my sister has jinn problems." I'm like, how did you diagnose that?
Exactly.
My sister has jinn problems, blah blah blah. And the Sheikh, oh okay, then they come and they start reciting and like, this thing is not like, if there's a headache, you prescribe a tramadol or a paracetamol for someone to take for a headache. What are you prescribing? Where did you get that from?
They usually have some kind of method. They call them Ruqyas or people that do Ruqya.
Who came up with that method?
The thing is, there's a lot of baggage on this, and most scholars, they just don't want to talk about this. They just accept it like, let's do something. It's like a diagnosis or something. But there's no evidence for it. And the one that gets me the most is people that take advantage of other people. And there are also other people, good-hearted people, good-minded people. They don't want to take advantage of you, but somehow they have this belief that they are good at this. Somehow you're good at
that's a bit, yeah, exactly.
Like this guy. If you have jinn, call that guy. Who are you? Who is that guy? How does he know this? How do you know how to do these things?
When did you
every other person
professional in it? Like what experiences has he had? What methods have you used? Like, is this something that just happened? Maybe you didn't. Maybe you were just doing it by yourself, or like, how did you come to that conclusion? And I remember there's an ayah even in the Quran that says like, they see you from where you do not see them. That's already limiting how much you can interact with these people.
Yeah. So
they see you from where you cannot see them.
Actually,
sight has been taken away according to the Quran with that verse.
There are some scholars that use that kind of verse to show that with the jinn and human beings don't actually react.
They don't
interact physically.
Even in the Sunnah, do we have anything?
They can believe that maybe they can waswas, okay, waswas. But even that's another argument for another day. The main one that we are showing here today is that the exaggeration of the diagnosis that people do. So anyone that is calling himself a Ruqya or somebody that knows how to do this, ask him, whoever he is. I've seen good people that talk about these things like as if they know what they're talking about. And you know the one of the headache, maybe that one you can say, he has a headache. There are some people that actually behave as if they have jinn. But
exactly,
medically we can actually test these things and see like they actually have psychological mental problems.
And we're not the first of them. I've seen people genuinely see they are from Christian. I'll talk about the perspective of it, like from the Christians that I've experienced myself. So first-hand experience. We were a lot in the hall, and many students were falling down, especially girls, crying, hitting themselves on the ground. I'm like, what phenomenon is going on right now? Like, I'm right here. They're placing hands on me. Nothing is happening. Why are you falling down? What's going on? What are you feeling? What are the symptoms of jinn possession? What are the symptoms? And why is it that if they lay their hands on you today, the next time they come, you're still the first person to fall down?
Thank you. That's exactly what I was
Still the
about
first
to
person
say.
to fall down again.
I had a Christian friend when I was doing one program. This guy literally falls down every single time he goes to the church. They tell me, and I've seen it too. I've seen it like because Nigeria, like Muslim Christian relationship is actually very close. Sometimes you can actually see the church. You can even go there close to the church and stuff. I saw my friend. I saw this guy. He always falls down every single time. I'm like, didn't they just remove the Jinn last week? Is he always back?
And they call it deliverance. So how can they deliver you if it's still inside you?
Yeah.
Right?
So me, I think all of this is just is not something that you can prove. It's not demonstrable. You know, you cannot demonstrate what you're doing. It's just try and error. You're just trying. Fine. You know, normally, just as if someone is sick, who can deliver him from his sickness? Only Allah. Yes? But we still take medicine, right? We still take medicine. So I would say, if someone is behaving weird or something, don't always think it's Jinn at first. Take him to the clinic, take him to the hospital. There are people that have mental problems that you would actually think is Jinn. There are people that have personality disorders. There are people that have dual identities that they will speak.
ADHD, attention deficit, what's it called?
They will speak
deficit,
like two people. So you think it's Jinn that you are talking with.
Even
the
people
other
with
time.
OCD. Do you know how crazy you can get?
Yeah.
When you have OCD. Like, literally, someone with OCD can sit down here doing wudu like 15 times. And after the 15th time, they're already going crazy in their mind. Like, you can see them talking to themselves, getting agitated and all that stuff, and you look at them and be like, this guy is not okay. Is that Jinn?
You see, so it's not everything that is Jinn. That's the point, and you cannot diagnose it. So if there's something, nobody knows how to diagnose it, nobody can demonstrate it, nobody can prove it. Why do you keep wasting a lot of time on this? That's the whole point. You cannot show that you. So why don't you just take them to clinic? Just like most of the people today. If they have headache or they are sick, they will just take medicine and make pray salah and then khalas. You don't need to call anybody for Ruqya and all these things. You know, you don't need to do these things. And you know, there's some people use evidence that the Quran, for instance, that fihim shifa. Okay, there's this evidence that the Quran is shifa. Fine, the Quran is shifa, but what is the interpretation of that? You know, some people, the Quran is shifa. Some people, they write the Quran and they drink it. Okay, that's their own. They take it literally. Like,
how do you refute them?
You drink the Quran.
Yeah.
You see, some people think what it means is that there are teachings in there for you that will make your life better. That's what the shifa
comes down to translation now.
Shifa of the heart,
of the soul,
okay,
of
your
side.
soul. Yeah. If your body, if you hit your leg on the wall,
you need a doctor for it.
Go to the clinic. If you read the Quran on it, okay. But the Quran is actually, the Quran will lead you to go to the clinic because the Quran is telling you to do that.
Oh, Allah just performed a miracle.
Yeah.
And that miracle does not mean you cannot extrapolate from it. Meaning, because you drank it worked for your leg, does not mean it will. Because I remember there's this story in the Sunan of the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He sent a party out and they went to that one tribe. And they asked for something. The tribe did not welcome them well. And then the chief of the tribe got sick. And then the chief solicited them for help. And the one of them was like the rest were like, we can't help you because the chief was poisoned. Then he came and he read Surah Al-Fatiha. And then the man got healed.
It was a snake bite.
Yeah, okay. So he got a scorpion bite. I'm not sure, whatever. And he got healed. And then what's it called? They went back to the Rasul. They gave them some gifts, and they took it. And then they were having discussions among themselves, controversies like, "Why are we taking this gift? Like, why are you taking? Like, I feel some of them were feeling like, why are you taking credit for this?
Yeah.
Did you heal this man, or Allah healed this man? And if so, why did you even recite Al-Fatiha in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this thing? So to some of them, it's like, what are you doing? Even at the time of the Rasul, they had to challenge him, and they took all of them went to the Prophet. And the Prophet was like, hey, as the objective source we have, there will be no contradictions to whatever he says. He says, okay, how did you know that Surah Al-Fatiha was what's it called, like used for Ruqya? And it was like, he just read it.
Yeah.
So now you come to the fact that even he that he did it, he was not doing it because of knowledge. Was it?
He just tried it. Yeah.
And it was not taught by the Prophet. So why did he do it? It has to be it has to boil down to something else. Like, why did he do it?
Yeah. The point is that you see now, if somebody is having if you have some family members or anybody that is having some kind of symptoms, quote unquote symptoms, the normal thing you should do, like you do for any other sickness, take them to the clinic, because a lot of people get hurt by quote unquote so-called Ruqyas. They literally beat people. It happens in Nigeria. I think in northern Nigeria, they literally tie people down and
Like
beat
dogs.
them as if there's something. We need to move past that, and then they attach everything to religion as if this is actually what Islam is saying. And you can take it to because now, and another thing I noticed before we end this video is that any place that they have this belief too much, that's where the jinn is always there. There are always going to be a lot of cases.
Yeah, because how many people did the Rasul deliver?
Exactly. The more you believe in these things like this, the more you have cases of people just sprunging up with jinn, everything. I think I have jinn too.
The more you have guns, the more you have gun violence.
yeah.
The more you have anything, like people never get to use guns until they buy it, and then there's justification that oh my god, thank God I have the gun. No. Now it's because of the gun that thing happens.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like oh thank God I have the gun. Like most places that don't have guns, they're it's not like crime does not happen, but at least gun crimes won't happen there, obviously. Like, so now when you put the belief of jinns, the belief we believe in that interaction, as if you have some sort of scholarly opinion on the interaction between human beings and jinns, like you've patented it. Nah, that's
the thing is,
that's where,
guys, to end this video is that you cannot know, it cannot be demonstrated. Any scholar, no matter how big they are, telling you about these things, tell them that is it something they can prove or demonstrate? You see that they cannot demonstrate it. They are just saying, let's just try it. So me, I'm not against, let's say someone is sick, is behaving weird. I'm not against you actually reading Quran on the person, or you come to the house. But the moment you think you know how to do it, like there's some kind of technique, some kind of way of doing things, that's where I come in. Like, where is your dalil? Like you guys are always say dalil. Where are you not using that standard here? Why all of a sudden this guy can tie ropes on the pinky finger and he can do some kind of weird stuff and he can read some certain ayah as if this is the ayah that works on these things?
I remember those women that used to, they told the women specifically back home in Nigeria, right? When you want to enter a car, always enter with wudu. This woman will get to the bus stop and have to go back home or somewhere to go and make wudu whenever wudu breaks. These are the things that the inconvenience that comes with it. They tie some stuff around your neck, write some portion of the Quran on it, and then like I think the ta'weez for protection, right? All these things, it stems from people trying to claim some sort of, they want to patent a particular section of Ruqya, like okay, we discovered this and it works like this, and there's a method, there's a methodology behind it, there's how you use it, how to use ingredients. Like you don't have any of this knowledge from a justified source.
Like imagine you speak to me, you say, imagine you ask me like, hey, are you the jinn inside this guy? Just pretend like you're asking me,
are you the jinn inside this guy?
Yes, I've been there. We can actually create this thing, and this guy will think he's talking to a jinn, and it's just me. Maybe I have problem in my it's just me like doing that. That's not a proof. A proof would be something everybody can see that this is actually happening.
I challenge you, if you go to some very remote areas and someone has a seizure there, have you seen someone have a seizure? There is no way they would not attribute it to jinns.
Yeah, they will attribute it to jinns.
Back home, we attributed epilepsy, sickle cell. All these things were attributed to something from without the spiritual realm. It was attributed to that side because we don't know about it. And then the advent of knowledge came, and the industrial revolution, science and everything. We're like, this is sickle cell, this is blah blah blah. Before it's just like, see, things we don't know. But when the revolution came and these things were invented, all those misconceptions went away. So I feel like with these things too, like the more civilized per se the places are, and these little things, they just regress into nothingness. Nobody hears about them. Like you go to a very civilized place, you have very little of this kind of stuff. You go to a very rural area, oh Lord, that's where they live.
Or maybe actually you cannot blame them. Well, the point
not
is
blaming though, basically.
Those that want to justify it.
Those scholars The supposed scholars and the professionals are the ones. See, the people that attribute these things is out of not knowing what is going on, but just attributing it to just make it make sense. But you that you have now come in to tell us, I've found out, I've discovered that A plus B equals C. Really?
Yeah.
Like.
Anyway, guys, thank you for coming to our channel. We're going to end the video here. We don't want to make it too long. Let me see what you think in the comment section, and see you guys later.
We're gonna be having more of this, inshallah. I'll be coming to refute this man for you guys.
Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.